All right, you guys. Are you ready for the best program of all times? Yeah? Yes? All right, cool. Christine, Austin, Mike, they would like to say a few words. So please come up, speak into the mic, say a few words. This was kind of on the fly, too, guys, so just so you know. All right, Michael the man. All right. Here you go. All right, guys. It's not a microphone. It's just
Oh, okay.
For the camera, so for people that didn't come.
I'll just hold it.
He's got Jack.
All right, guys. So I'm pretty new here. There's some new faces. For the most part, I see a majority of you guys I recognize. And I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Michael Vassamini. I've been working here for about 3-4 months, and I already start feeling like I'm becoming a little bit of the family. Really enjoying the community here. A lot of warm faces, a lot of good energy. It's hard to find at a gym. It's really something that Jeremy and I talk about it a lot. It's created. It's really like an intentional process. So just grateful to be part of it. Grateful to be able to contribute to some of it as well. Bring some of my skills to the picture. We were talking about Muay Thai in the back before. So if you come to Wednesday night, we'll definitely get a good session in. So without further ado, I just wanted to say that Jeremy's been busting his butt. He really put a lot of work into this presentation. A lot of slides, but he's going to get you guys through it quick as long as you don't ask too many questions. Yeah. And he's been working on this thing for months, right? So as long as I've been on board, he's been talking about it. He'll come into when I'm in the office and he'll just be like, what do you think of this? Or he'll, run an idea by, and he's definitely excited, a little nervous, so don't go too hard on him. And I just wanted to say that it's a really good program. Like, I've checked it out. I'm not just saying this. Like, I've been here short enough where I'm really not biased. He's been putting a lot of thought into just the current clientele that he's had. And I think he's really putting a lot of good work into what is the next step or like the next rung on the ladder. So it's not an all or nothing type of thing. It's just like you're going to get a bunch of good information tonight. And it's an awesome turnout. So thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Christine, you ready? Take microphone.
Hi, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Christine. I'm a coach here, trainer. I like to use the word coach. I train primarily in the mornings, so if you don't see me, it's because I'm here in the mornings. I've been training here and with Jeremy, well, not here, but I've been training with Jeremy for 17 years, and I've never seen him that's not true. 2 other times I've seen him excited about something, and that was finding this place and opening up Thunder Fitness here, which is, yes, 10 years ago this month. So big round of applause for that. And the second time I saw him really excited was when I told him I got certified as a trainer, I think. Just kidding, he really wasn't that excited. But anyway, he really has put a lot of thought and time into this program. There's just so many benefits to it, and you'll see when he makes his presentation what it's all about. Again, I've been training here and with Jeremy since the boot camp days of Kinnelon, where we were crawling, doing bear crawls through the grass with like bugs all around us 17 years ago to where we are today. So I've done multiple programs with him, group training, I private train with him, semi-private. I just think that this program is going to benefit so many people. There's just so many aspects of it that are just really fantastic. So, listen to his presentation, ask questions, but, I really am behind this program 100%. So.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, Austin, come on up here. You big teddy bear, you.
What they said. All right, see you later. No, you guys don't know me. I'm Austin. I'm usually coming here on Thursday nights. I've been training here off and on since like 2017. Kind of piggyback what Chris said. I've been with Jeremy through a lot of programs and stuff like that. I've never seen him more excited and on fire for a program like this. So it says a lot about him, especially with his work ethic, with everything he does. especially for you guys, considering it's just another good way to get to the next level, what everyone's looking for. And so yeah, there's not much else to say.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate that. All right, so let me go into my phone booth real quick. No, I'm not in a tuxedo. Almost came in one. All right, guys. So as you know, I've been working on this for months, but it's actually been longer than that, and you'll see in a second. Disclaimer. So there's a reference number in case anyone needs it, so you can take a screenshot of that now. We have Sleep Like a Baby, increased strength, friends asking, have you been working out? Moving and feeling a lot better? So happy you become annoying. Flexing in the mirror. Becoming BFFs with the mirror. Inspiring your family and friends to work out. Discovering new muscles you didn't know existed. Walking past the mirror way more than usual. All right, so don't worry, it's not an AI program. Nor is it an app. It's like 10% an app. So what can it be? We know it's not a robot trainer. We know it's 10% an app. So that means it must be to be continued. All right, so before we get started, I probably should go over how I got to this answer. So once upon a time, way back,
I think I'm there, right?
time needs to catch up first, so that's why we're going to wait. We got to wait for time to catch up. Watch. I've been through this slide several times. There we go, see? And there we are. There was this young buck who loved helping people. But it started even further in 2004 with Miss Ross. So it was my first transformation. She lost over 50 pounds. Her blood work improved. She's like, I have a waist. So I was hooked. I quit the big box gym, found some grass, took my first website picture, 2007. Started my own PT business, mainly doing one-on-ones. Then I wanted to start an outdoor boot camp. So I ran advertisement, put signs on the lawn. That's how Christine found me. No permits. I didn't know you needed permits. The cops called me. Then I ran an ad. So this was the first ad. I actually have it. So new, this is my mom, my aunt, and my wife. Started a boot camp. There we are. The lawn's not even mowed. 2008, that's at the Kennelon High School. I rented space from there. I got a permit, legit. All right. Everyone had to bring their own mats and their own weights. Lugging it around, wet, buggy. I had a baby little radio, and that's an iPod. Michael, there are things we used to listen to in music. Long story, that's another one. So these were good times. Word got around, so the following month, I started a boot camp, 9 a.m. at the Kennelon Park. Did this for 2 years. Then I realized a small problem. I had people coming up, no one coming down. So I did what any wise businessman would do. I threw a rock and took my business to the first field it landed on, which was Pequannock. So Kennelon, next field down the road was Pequannock. That's how we ended up here. So the boot camp was born. I even had a boot camp mobile. I upgraded to a massive radio. And right here, that's like a garbage bag for the rain. So like it would block the rain. And the same iPod. I had my stopwatch that I never left home without. My clipboard, it opened up, all my workouts were in there. It was my first love. Word got around again. I hired a trainer, started a second boot camp at the Wayne DePaul High School. Word got around again. I started a third boot camp at the Wayne Barber Pond. But those didn't last long, only spring and summer, because no winter options. So after a few years of doing this, Whippany one-on-one and plus boot camps, building a name for myself in Whippany, I decided to leave Whippany one-on-ones. It's too much back and forth. Yes, even Miss Ross. So this one was hard. I actually cried. It's because I truly cared about her success. I had to go through this 1,000 times. I didn't think I did not. So she gave me the confidence that I could actually help people. So, time to fly. So I started in Little Falls, did one-on-one small groups. Some clients followed, but didn't last long. Cut that, please, by the way. No, I'm kidding. All right, so 2000, I did this for 8 years. All right. Continue my education. Lots of education all over. There's anywhere from Fair Lawn, Berkeley Heights, San Diego, Wisconsin, Michigan, Texas, Tennessee, Seattle, small little groups. I did this for 8 years nonstop. So I wanted to open up my own gym 4 or 5 of those 8 years, but always had an excuse. To the point where one of my friends said, people have gone to the moon and back faster. But my main excuse was there's nothing out there. So I remember this excuse like it was yesterday. The excuse proved to me that I need help getting out of my own way. So, yes, feel that way? So this was proof that I needed a coach to help us hit our goals. So this was my breakthrough. I joined this mastermind. This was in Miami. This was my coach. And I found this on his Instagram. It was just perfect because it said, your excuses are more creative than your solutions. So I remember being on the call with him, and I'm like giving him the same excuse. There's nothing in our area. And he's like, if Luca and I moved to your area, do you not think we would find and open up something in 3 months? And then it hit me. I was like, I've been lying to myself. And I believed it. So I don't know if that sounds familiar with certain lies, certain things you tell ourselves. So that was it. It's what I needed to hear, and what feels like overnight, I was signing the lease. So construction began, and that is here. So this is a little before and after, that angle to that angle. The only door in here was right over there past the turf. We put a new door in near the semi-private area. So I went from my comfort zone to owning my own gym. Thank you. And no clue what I was doing. Like, no clue paint alone was $7,500. I'm like, what? Paint? So more construction. 3 months later, bought my first house, was in the mastermind group. Mastermind groups are a lot of money, It's a lot of money. And all three of those things hit at once, more or less, within months. Hiring trainers, plus I'm in charge of marketing. I'm the client's therapist. I didn't know Jackie or Gloria at that point. Designing programs, HR, IT, bookkeeper, keeping clients happy. I'm a trainer, I'm an admin, I'm a CEO making decisions, I'm CFO making decisions. If something breaks, I'm also the IT. Meeting with prospects, and only 10% of them actually like, yeah, I want to do it. The other 10 are like, I'll think about it. So a lot of hats. So I was stressed. I put on a little belly. I felt as if I was in over my head, overwhelmed. I wanted to give up. The work was not worth the reward. And does this sound familiar with any goals? So then I got my shit together. I got some abs back. So same shorts, same shoes, new mentality. Structured program and a plan, which I'll get to in a second. Hired an awesome trainer. No uniform, but we'll get there. We did seminars together. Hired more trainers and more. Well, we're going to have to miss the other part too later on. After this part, she just repeatedly said, and I want to thank Jeremy, and I want to thank Jeremy, and I want to thank Jeremy, and I want to thank Jeremy. And it just kept going on and on and on. I was like, enough, all right. All right, so clients really like them. So now we're rocking and rolling. Bunch of transformations, very happy clients. Hired more trainers and admin. And then March 2020, just when I started feeling like I'm getting the hang of things. Boom, COVID. 25% of all gyms closed permanently. We're doing Zoom workouts. I'm jumping on a trampoline in between calls to keep my energy up. Survival mode. Even on Father's Day, taking 10 calls right there, just nonstop. So we had Zoom going on, one headphone, and in person going on, another workout. So there's two different workouts. So good job, running over, moving around, hitting the group. So why do I explain my journey? So goals are goals. And when you are not at your goal or struggling to hit it, emotions kick in. One day it's frustration. One day you're overwhelmed. One day you're stressed out, leaving you sad, angry, depressed. So when all this is going on, you're frustrated daily, overwhelmed daily, stressed out daily, it leaves you sad, angry, depressed. What happens to a person like this? They're going to be moody, low energy, low confidence, just not feeling good. And then who else does it affect? People you spend time with, family and friends, etc. So maybe you're experiencing these emotions right now. I hope you're not. But if you are, then we better find a way to hit that goal. But if you don't have a goal, that's also a danger zone as well. Because without a goal, you become complacent. If you are complacent, there is comfort. And then comfort is the enemy. Because progress lives outside your comfort zone. Progress requires, what's going on with that? Intentional planning and sacrifice. That's very uncomfortable. Comfort promotes excuses. I'm too tired. I'll start Monday. There's nothing out there. So if you're not feeling great about yourself, or you know there's room for improvement, then let's step outside your comfort zone and hit some goals. All right, so now speaking of goals, I spent my entire life trying to build the best program, something to keep clients progressing, and just when you hit a plateau, boom, the program changes. Working out daily, stimulate, not annihilate your body. Every workout, you are focused, you're motivated by your progress, you're not missing sessions. If you do, you find your way finding ways to make it up. You really love your progress. So you become the person you want it to become, want it to be. So please know, I've been through it, I've seen a lot, I've helped a lot, and I want what's best for you and your health. So investing into your body and health is the best investment you can ever make. Robin Sharma said, health is the crown on the well person's head that only the ill person can see. So health is the crown on the well person's head that only the ill person can see. That's your health. So I've been doing this longer than I have not been doing it officially. So this program is what I feel everyone needs, and here's why. So for 21 years, my main focus has been private boot camps and large groups, and I truly love them. They're all great in their own way, but I want the best of all worlds. So I want to combine them all into one. And here's what I mean. The attention to detail that you get in the education in a one-on-one session, the variety of exercises that you get in a boot camp session, the camaraderie that you get from a group, all packed into one. So it's a program that's customizable to you, a program where you can track your progress for a year if you want. I know not everyone's going to want to track. A program where you can revisit a workout 12 weeks later and see how far you've come. See, so we had like Marlene picking up heavier weights, and I'm like, in 12 weeks, now you'll know how much more to lift. So think one-on-one training with camaraderie, because you're in a little group, camaraderie. So you got one-on-one education, group camaraderie. How? And you're going to train up to 6 days a week. One-on-one training 6 days a week? Thank you. But it's how, not what. All right, because that would cost a lot if you're doing one-on-one every day of the week. So let's find out. So if group training currently is anywhere from 200 to 260 for 45 minutes a month, you have your boot camps 200 to 350, 45 minutes. Ms. Ross, back in the day, was just one-on-ones, 45 minutes, 3 times a week, $225 per week, $900 a month. And currently, if you do one-on-ones once a week to 3 times a week, it's $200 to $600. All right, so how do we combine all of this? Individual focus, team energy. So that is what the new semi-private is. So you're going to have currently 2 pods, 4 people to a max. You have your own tablet. Essentially, that is your own workout. So the TV, you know how we have our workouts up there? That's all the tablet is. And if you want it to be, it'll be a notepad where you can track, you can put your numbers in. It'll let you know how much you lift every 4 weeks. I don't want to spoil it. Customized workout, which means if you want to focus on your triceps, Sebastian wants to get bigger shoulders, and I want to work on my cardio, we will have the ability to sprinkle more of what you want. So you can have more triceps, Sebastian can get more shoulders, and I'll have a little more cardio. All while training together. So is this sounding cool yet? A little bit? All right, because here's where it gets spicy. So each workout has 5 components. The first component is move better. So this is where you're going to do mobility work, moving, feeling, what feels a little tight, spend a little more time on it. something feels tight to you, something doesn't feel tight to someone else, you can spend more time on it while that person moves on to something else that they want to work on. Pre-workout. So this is like getting your CNS fired up. This is like that mind-muscle connection. CNS is central nervous system. And this is getting you ready to lift so that you're not coming in ready to do your main workout like kind of cold. So you're preparing your body for the main workout. So just like you would prepare a good dinner, you wouldn't just throw raw chicken and eat a whole carrot. So you're going to chop it, you're going to dice it, shred it, you're going to season it just right, you're going to set the table, all for your beautiful dinner. And that's what we're doing. Your dinner is your main workout. That's going to be like your main lifts. You wouldn't do this lift cold. Like you want to be primed and ready to go. Otherwise, you're going to just be doing the barbell and wasting energy trying to warm up. So components 1 and 2 is what you see below. It reduces your risk for injury and salmonella. And also gets your head into the workout. All right, so you don't come in cold, stiff, not in the mood. Like a boxer ready. I like boxing. All right, component 3. This is like your main lifts. This is where you're gonna build muscle, strengthen, tone up, abs in isolation. This is where you're gonna, so we do abs and like single joints. So if we wanna work biceps, or we're in biceps, triceps, that's where we're at. Whose abs are those? Whose abs are those? And then burnout. So this is where we sprinkle a little of what we want. So this is where Sebastian would get a little more of his shoulders. You would get a little more of your triceps. I would get a little more of my cardio. And it's going to be your stress reliever no matter what it is. So each component, there's 5. And they become like their own experience to whatever you need. Like I was saying, if your hip is tight and you want to spend more time on it, you can spend more time on it, while someone else wants to spend more time on their back that's been bothering them. Everyone's kind of working on their own pace, but you're still like in a little group. All right, guys, so this is where we left off in the video. And since there's 417 slides and we already did 278, that's 278 right there. So this way, we're going to move through it nice and quickly. All right, so we're at individual focus, team energy. So with a plan designed for your goals and fitness level, your plan is going to be updated every 4 weeks. This is going to help you avoid plateaus and keep your body progressing. The program will have the right amount of progressive overload, which is how your body gets results. All right, so progressive overload, or coaches are trained on this, and just to go through it quickly, it's how you arrange things. So like let's just say we did a push-up with the chest fly back to back. That would be some sort of progressive overload depending on what it is that you did previous weeks. Duration, load, rest periods, intensity, focus, effort, tempo. So all these things add into it. So that's what semi-private is pretty much about. All right. It's it's individualized focus. So what progressive overload you need, and then you're amongst other people so that it feels like a team energy. So at this point, I'm like, do you smell what I'm cooking here? Like, doesn't this seem pretty awesome? So this has been 21 years to find out what I believe is the best program. So this is all these years that have been just piling up, skill after skill after skill, learning. And now I really feel this is the best program. So it really is just a perfect blend. Those components are just like the perfect experience. So at this point, I asked who did a beta, and a couple people raised their hand that were there, and they just gave what they liked about it. Marlene loves the personalized attention. Maretta likes that she can keep track of what she's lifting. And then Jenny O was like, hell, I didn't realize I can lift this heavy. So she actually enjoyed the idea that she can lift a little more weight than she thought she was allowed to, because
for whatever reason. Some people think they're going to get big and bulky, and it's just not true. Anyone that's big and bulky that you see on the streets jacked up, they try very hard to do that. So finally, we can train 4 different people on 4 different fitness levels based off individual needs. So this is what this looks like. Let's take a horizontal push movement pattern. So it could be a chest press, it could be a push-up variation. There's many different ways. We take a movement pattern and then we assign an exercise to the client, whichever one will benefit them more. Someone that wants to learn how to do push-ups, maybe we have them do banded push-ups and we're having them progress from there. Someone like myself, barbells don't really feel great to me certain angles, so I almost feel better with dumbbells. So then I would be client 3 on the bench, just so I can position my elbows a little more and I'm not fixed to the bar. The barbell bent, it's how you get strong. It's a great exercise. I still do use it. I just can't load it the way I want to, but it's still an awesome exercise. And if you feel comfortable in it, it's the best one to get you stronger. And then you have floor chest press. So like, let's say my elbow bothers me. Plenty of clients have elbow issues. Lie down on the floor. This way you're not past the bench. You can get lower in range. Doesn't mean it's good if it bothers your shoulder or elbow. On the floor, it stops that range. So this way it feels better and it works for you. So we can have all this going at the same time. And now I want it to be clear that we do this in group training, but we do it on the fly. Hey, my elbow bothers me. What can I do instead? And then we make the regression or variation or whatever is needed. The difference now is it's going to be planned in advance. So everyone has to reserve. We know who's showing up, we know what bothers them, and then we plan what their workout's going to be. And then every trainer knows what you did last workout. Oh, this person needs to do it on the floor, their elbow's bothering them. Cool, I'll make sure they have a floor press. Hey, how's your elbow doing? Is it better yet? You want to give the bench a try? You know what I mean? Like, so then these conversations happen and this is how you get better. So all that to say, this is a very big deal to me. Like, very big deal. I mean, I bumped my head years of trying to figure something like this out. So this has been the first meeting in 21 years that I'm having about introducing a new program. So you guys get to be part of a very big moment. And here goes.
I thought you were taking your shirt off.
No, yeah.
So that big moment was me becoming a dad, and I was revealing my shirt, which says Labor Coach. And with all big moments, I like to toast. So cheers to TF and being part of it. And that's what we do. So now it's time to fly again, to new beginnings. This time with new wings. So my goal for you is to have your own pod. Like, look at this beauty. Imagine having 6 of these, and these, and these, and more. But I can't have them collecting dust. It needs to be used, which is the point of this meeting. So we need to see how many of you want in, how many of you really want to hit some goals, and how many time slots, etc. So how this works is with our current setup, there's currently 4 people per slot. In the future, if we get our own pods, everyone's like, I love this, let's do more of it, and everyone wants to do it, we'll start arranging the gym to have your own pod. This way you're not waiting for anything, you're just going, working out. For now, we have 4 people per time slot. So we're going to combine all the worlds into one. All right, your private training perks, education, attention, camaraderie from the groups, 4-week phases, individual workouts. Combining them all into one. Okay, so I just went over what each one was, the private training, camaraderie, individual workouts, your 4-week phases, all into one. That is why we call it individual focus, team energy. Then it's simple. You're going to reserve on MindBody. That's a must. Have to reserve. You're going to check in on the kiosk when you get here. That's a must. There will be a $15 fee that I'm going to waive for like the first couple of weeks because I'm not trying to hit you guys with fees, but I just want it to be known that you can't take a spot and then just feel like sleeping in and stuff. So in the beginning, I'm going to let it slide. And then after that, we got to be firm with it because this is also your gym and you want it to be run properly and you want to take care of it. All right. So as the spots fill up, we will add more with the end goal being every hour on the 15. So if you didn't keep up with that, that means Monday through Friday from 5:15 a.m. to 6:15 p.m., you will have an hour to train, 45 minutes, excluding 12:15 p.m. because we got to eat. But it all starts with you. Believe in this program as much as I do, and your goal will follow. If you decide this is the program for you, I need a promise from you that you won't waste a spot, you'll execute the plan, and how are we going to do this? You're going to set a goal, a big goal, a 1-year goal, and then we're going to break it down into actionable steps. So you stick to it, you share your results, you don't keep TF a secret. Can we all agree to that? This is where the hands go up. All right, cool. So memberships are the best program ever. Group training 3 times a week is $17 per session. Unlimited is $11 per session. Semi-private, currently $25 at the lowest, $40 per session. And then it's $50 to $60 for private training. Your new opportunity here, shouldn't it be at a higher rate? Yes. Is it? Let's find out. All right, Jeremy, so how much for the super duper program going to be? How much is the super duper program going to be? And then I said, keep in mind, groups 11 to 17, semis 25 to 40, privates 50 to 60. What can it possibly be? You're getting the best of all worlds. Drum roll, please. You won't pay $1 more. Not one. So it's going to be 25 a session. And then, ooh, that's not bad. And I said, but we aren't having this meeting to keep the same rate. So no deal. Let's sweeten the deal. If you sign up today, you'll get 15% off. So even if you're watching this, depending on when, maybe we can work this out. Maybe we can't, depending on the time slots, because there's only 4. That would bring your sessions to $22 of getting the best of all worlds, which is the lowest semi-private's ever been. Deal? And then I hear, oh, where's the excitement in that? No deal. So we're going to cross that out. Now, I want as many people as possible to join this program. But you have to keep in mind the program is like private one-on-one. So please keep it in mind. $19.99, this is the jackpot. So we keep dropping it. It's as cheap as a Chipotle meal. 20% off the lowest semi-private rate that it's currently at. Right? I said, but $19.99 just doesn't hit the way I want it to. So no deal. And then I'm like, all right, it's almost time to celebrate, guys, because we're getting close. I mean, I can't go that low. So it's going to be $1 more than group. All right, so 3 times a week for group is $17 a session. Sign up today. It'll be $18 per session. And yes, you can cry because it's $1 more than group. So how do you sign up? I have a form you're going to fill out. You're going to pick a time slot, and we're going to start May 12th. Okay, it's not next week, it's the following. And if whenever you're watching this, May 12th, check the calendar. I know a lot of you are like, all right, I'm already in, but I'm not. So no $18. But I talked to the banker, and this is the final offer. So buckle up. $16.60 per session. That's the deal. And if you prepay, you can pay for 10 months and get 12 months. So you're getting 2 free months. Better deal. But wait, there's more. So for those of you that don't need to think about it and save me the time of waiting, that's me with an app. That's what I'm going to look like if I wait. And for only signups today, you get an early bird special as low as $13.33 per session. And then it's going to roll right into normal sessions, normal rate. So in addition to the early bird special, you're going to get a 6-week challenge, Kick in the Pants. This is going to help you get ready for summer. Nutrition plan for more energy, more muscle, less body fat. A cardio plan that's going to burn fat, build endurance, feel good. An accountability plan that's going to kick you in the pants when you need it, hold you to those no excuses, the no excuse rule, and then hold you to the plan. So you get a nutrition plan, cardio plan, and accountability plan. This is my way of thanking you. So it's going to be summer of 2025 where it begins, so that you feel really good and you look equally as good as you feel, not only for the beach, but for the rest of your life. Protect your crown. Thank you, guys. Thank you for jumping in, taking the time to watch this video. And let me know if you have any questions. Email me and we'll talk. I'll send you a process. You can pick a time slot and we can get it rolling. So have a great day.